Okay, am I audible online?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next part of our supply chain in the design of supply chain is to define network. If we think of designing network, it is basically for the designing of the strategic components. It is designing the network, and these all four parts we will be designing during this session. The first decision, as we have discussed, is facility role. What rules facilities will be playing? What role should each facility play? What processes are performed at each facility? So when we talk about facility, it is manufacturing, it is inventory, warehousing, or it is distribution center, or it is in transit movement center, or it is customer service centers and dealers, all these are available. Another important aspect of supply chain is location. What is the optimum? As far as location decision is concerned, we have seen that it depends upon the role of that location for which it is made. If it is manufacturing and we are distributing the materials from that manufacturing into the warehouses or in transit modes or direct to the customer, then we have to find out how many transactions or transportation modes we need from that manufacturing date and what will be the optimum location for that decision that we will do. See, or this discussion will lead to that location selection. Another thing is capacity allocation. Many times it happens, as we have seen, that there are multiple locations, there are multiple manufacturing, there are multiple distribution centers. And in that case, only how much capacity will be manufactured from which strategic location, or how much will be stored at what location, that is to be decided. And the fourth one is market and supply allocation. What markets should each facility serve? It depends upon the markets. So, as we have seen, suppose on the three manufacturing plants in India and we have a market throughout the India, then where will be your distribution? How long it will be from your manufacturing facility, and especially how long from the service facility. Yes.
So you have not shared the screen.
No, sorry. Okay. Yeah, this is the first slide. See, we were talking about these four things. Now it will be decided moving into our supply chain. As the role we have this location.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So your voice isn't clear.
Just a minute. Let me check the network. This is CL 101. You know what is the GeoNet?
So it's
Unit-
not really a network issue. Could you just speak a bit louder?
No, but I'm loud. So this is
Actually,
GeoNet.
sir, whenever,
GeoNet kutla? Yeah, when I'm moving, I think that is a problem, right?
yes, sir, whenever you are near the laptop, it's clear.
Oh, that's what the network. Hey, GeoNet kutla hai? CL 101 we are using. Okay. Now I'll take care. Okay, so
Thank you,
these
sir.
decisions, these decisions now we will be discussing. Now, if you see the factors which actually affect on the decisions whenever we are taking some strategic decisions for designing our supply chain, then it depends upon some of the parameters, some of the factors, or some of the criteria which has to be considered whenever we take the decision. Now, strategic factors now these are classified by Kasraf Edward in 1997, one of the papers now before given. Now you need to think about the offshore facility. You need to think about source facilities, server facilities, and contributor facilities, outpost facilities, and lead facilities. So these are facilities or the strategic. These are required for deciding the role of strategic uh, locations, which will be serving as one of the objectives of the supply chain. Offshore facilities are low-cost facilities for export production. Source facilities are low-cost facilities for global production. Service facilities are regional production facilities, as we have considered maybe if for your supply chain, maybe if you have divided into different regions, like maybe South region, East region, North region, West region, then these facilities of the center serving for the. Then there are contributor facilities, which are regional production facilities with development skills. Many times it happens that if you consider some of the examples of maybe Toyota example, if you consider, then during 2007 to 2010, when the in prices were very high, then in that case the production cost in Japan was very high, and major market now for Toyota was in the US. So they have shifted now these plants now to US. But on other part, now whenever some products, if you consider some products, so where some skills are required, then in spite of the cost, now you have to make the productions now in that region. If you consider the apparel industry, if you consider the case study of Zara, I hope you know about the Zara brand. Where is it from? Zara? Zara? Huh? Yes. Sorry? I'm not getting you. It's not
So you're not
Spanish.
audible.
Huh? Yeah, it is Spanish, sorry. It is Spanish and they have manufacturing units in Europe as well as in Asia. We have discussed some of this case, but not with the Zara. In apparel industry, they have two production plants. Only one is in Spain and another is in Asia. So if you divide the customers depending upon the requirement, so even if they have seen that the economies of the scale are maintained in Asian countries, or if you consider the efficiency of the supply chains, then they are produced in India. But it affects badly on the response units. If you see the requirement of apparel industries, then the fashions change frequently. And if you are manufacturing them in the Asian countries, then exporting to the Asia, to the Europe markets, and the time when it is used, it will be delayed, and so it affects on the responsiveness. And so, in spite of more cost for production, they are manufacturing these goods which are required in European market, now which has very high flexibility, which has very high seasonal impacts in Europe, and the responsiveness is maintained. So this is regarding the server facilities and contributor facilities now, which will be taking care of regional imbalances or skills required And based on that, now decisions are taken. Then there are outpost facilities, which are regional production facilities built to gain the local skills. As in some cases, now you see the dominance of some industry. If you see the latch and lock market, you will see that in UP there are some areas now where these industries are dominated. If you see again the apparel industry markets, then you know some locations in Maharashtra like Solapur or Ichalkaranji where it is dominated. So it is because of the skills of the operator, and if you want to shift the skills at other locations, then the manufacturing cost will be more, overall cost will be more, and it will affect on the efficiency of the supply chain. So these are outpost facilities, and each facilities are that leads to the win-win development and process technologies where there are some technological constraints. There are some technological factors, like if you consider the engineering industries, which is dominated by the German manufacturers, or it is dominated by Germany. So in spite of having more cost, maybe you will have to get the productions maybe done from there. The production technology, this is significant economies of scale. A few high capacity locations are more efficient. So this gives us the allocation of it is helpful for the allocation of the capacity. It will help for the deciding the location of maximum productions now in the domain. And if the facilities have lower fixed costs, and many local facilities are preferred. Now, as you see, in case of electronic industry, maybe it is dominated by Asian countries, maybe China or some nearby countries. Now we are dominated. In most semiconductor companies, now we build now few high capacity facilities. This is just an example of that. Then there are some other factors which affect on the locations of the facility. There are macroeconomic factors which include taxes, tariffs, exchange rates, and other economical factors. This is again major factor now which impacts on the production of the goods or setting up the factories. And that's why you see that there is shifting of majority of the companies from one region to another region. If you consider the case of Indian manufacturing companies, you will see that it is dominated or it is located in some of the states. It may be Gujarat, it may be Maharashtra, it may be UP nowadays or Noida. But if you see the tax factors of these, now there are different states which are offering tax concessions now in order to attract the companies. But again, it depends upon the other parameters which will be affecting on that decision. If you are looking to the decision of location selection, then these are all criteria which has to be considered. We have to also consider that how it will be affecting on overall cost of manufacturing. What are political tricks in setting the plants? Otherwise, there will be case of in spite of the having more economies of scale, we have to choose most appropriate locations. Another factor is political factor. What are these political factors? What do you understand with these political factors? Which affect on the location selection? Yes, salinity. Yes, political salinity. Then okay, influences of politics in business, right? Okay. Then yes, online people. Any examples? Sorry? Okay. Yes, exactly. It affects a lot. Not might. It affects a lot. If you consider maybe some of the cases, if you consider the political situations in India, why we see some of the states are dominated? Why you see if you go to the south, like states like Kerala, states like West Bengal, if you go to the states like Bihar or UP. And nowadays, more of the clusters are there in Noida, but that is part of Delhi, so which is not much politically affected, but there are political influences. That is one part. Now, another part is the international relations. So that is a big part which is affected. How we have to study about the market and what now they ask what happened today? Sorry? Yes. Not in the just started. So so they have bombed on Ukraine. So you were knowing about the situation. So it affects very badly on supply chain. So this is one of the biggest threats for supply chain. If you consider our when I seen there was 1800, 1600 is the market before, Indian market. It says that it is something like that. India में जब बारिश होता है तो वहाँ पे बहुत महंगा चलते हैं China में. So what is relation? What is relation to the political situation? How what do you know about this situation, political situation? Ukraine and Russia, what is going on? Obviously, as a Indians, we should know this because it is affecting. After see, engineer बच्चे काम करना है तो किसी का but if you are looking for the higher it will impact. This is very big strategy. If you do not consider it, you will have a server or you will die. So this is very big strategy. What do you think?
What is Russia is trying to say that they had a claim on Ukraine separated market. And this specific issue, like they had been trying to capture Ukraine from like 20 or 25 years. So they are rather trying to do it, but some other media facilities like UK and they are saying that rather it is going to save his own government. Like if he doesn't do something that can affect his people's mental state, then he might be.
See, now the total world is involved in that. If you see the statements of NATO or G7, then everybody is in there. It has started, yes, as you are saying now, this is a big issue, long issue, old issue. Well, this has started from the separation of USSR, United States. Ukraine was part of that. They have separated, and then as the India Pakistan में जैसे चलता है कि हमने वो किया कि वो Bangladesh वाला किया, then they are saying that Kashmir वाला करने के लिए this is a political issue. So this has to be considered. अभी आप कल कश्मीर में कोई इंडस्ट्री का लोकेशन सिलेक्ट करना है तो देखिए so this factor has to be considered. Now, if you consider, you forget the political issues and why USSR, Russia is doing that, and what is the role of Russia, and what is the role of Ukraine in that, and why the whole world except China is standing behind Ukraine are different. But we will study now how this will affect on the supply chains of the business. If you consider the total business, then it badly affects on the supply chain. Now you consider any industry. If you, as far as now the Indian relations are considered, this is a really critical situation for India to comment on this. What is your opinion? How will you listen? Huh? That is again political decision we need to take. You have to let and watch, and you have to say that now he is wrong, both are wrong, and then you cannot say that now even if you think that now the Russia about dadagiri kar raha hai, you cannot see that now they are using their power. Actually that is the fact. If you see the Ukraine is very rich as far as now the agriculture products are concerned, mines are concerned, and even their literacy is very high, about 98.24% literacy. They are very good in education. You will see that thousands of Indians are studying in Ukraine. What they are studying? Yeah, they are studying medicine. So Ukraine medicine universities are very famous, and more than 20,000 students as of today they are studying in this state. So India is worried about the safety of our students, and And we know that now we have to worry. So because if anybody is stuck up, then that is our concern. If you consider the rules of Russia, then there are very good ties with Indian businesses. And our network will be, our supply chain network will be badly affected now if we say that we are going to their powers, even if that is true. Because if you consider all the military supply, all the spare parts supply is mostly dependent on Iran, and so we cannot take any stand. So that is a very good idea. Only we feel that now that is one. And so this case is now very much related to the factors on which we have to consider now whenever now we will be designing our supply chain. Now, if you consider the in forthcoming some months, or we don't know how long this will be going on. But nowadays the wars are not like old wars that like ये military आमने सामने आ रहे हैं और एक दूसरे को बंदूक मार रहे हैं, तो ये तो नहीं होगा. It will be a pressure game. It will be a bombing. It will be some locations, and it will be short time. Even if now it is long time, it will not be affected much on the public life. But what happens now? This supply chains, international supply chains are affected. Now, because of the risk and because of the unavailability of transportation media, now all Ukraine airspace is banned. So your supplies are stuck up wherever they are. So they are in transit, they are at the factory, they are at the godowns, they are at the warehouses, and whatever is there that will be stuck up. Whenever it will restart again it will be disturbed, and so because of that managing supply chain will be a issue. And so for that now these political now the factors now we should be considered now wherever you consider the location is there. Then there are infrastructure factors like how much capacity, where to where material will go, and then there are competitive strategies like companies must consider competitive strategies. Like this is again very important. As if you know the market segments and what are your objectives. And from कल भी मैं जब इसकी बात कर रहा था while designing supply chain, you should know the vision and mission. Actually, this is not a part of supply chain, but for designing your competitive strategy, you should know what is your vision, what is your mission, whether you want to go for the competitive supply chains or whether you want to go for the efficient supply chain. And so it will be based on looking at the competitors' strategies. Now, if your business like Starbucks, for example, consider then in that case, they will not think about all the efficient supply chains, or they can think of the supply chains which will not be affecting on their business, because your objectives are different, your competitive strategies are different than your competitors. And even if it is similar to the competitor, then you have to think about how much is the market share, and accordingly you will be deciding your strategy. Now, this will give us some idea about how the market is built as per our market. This is some examples. This is the market, and we have 2 plants. One is maybe you can say this is A, or this is plant 1. I will say this is plant 1, and this is plant 2. Now I have shown the example. So consider that we are starting little bit distance on this frame. This is A, and this is B. Now this will give us idea about how to predict about the market share. This will give you the idea about how much will be the area which you should consider for your supplies of the material. Now we are considering when there are no positive externalities. Positive externality means you have 2 plants manufacturing similar products. They are not different in the competitive strategies. They are not having different supply chain strategies, so they are similar, and you are comparing the market share. मतलब एक आपका दूध फैक्ट्री है, तो एक सपोज वारणा है and दूसरा और कोई है महानंदा है, तो if you have plants at 1 and 2, तो similar है, उसका price भी similar है, and then there is no much variation. So in that case, how market will be affected? How customer will think? If there are no positive externalities, how market will be shared? It will be shared equally. Isn't it? It doesn't make any difference अभी whether किसी को बहुत ही प्यार है कोई स्पेसिफिक ब्रांड से या किसी से नफरत है तो देन दैट इज डिफरेंट देन वो आपको वारना का दूध चाहिए तो आप जाएंगे जिधर वारना मिलता है अदरवाइज नॉट यू से दैट any milk from whether it is गाय का है या भैंस का है or आपका requirement you will get it and you will purchase that. So it will be equally affected by the distance. तो वही देखेंगे कि सबसे सबसे नजदीक कौन सा है वो आप ले लेंगे. And so in that case now we will be probably for plant one. Then because as you know is what it has done this we say that now this all area will be coming to coming under the plant one. So plant one is expected to deliver the products only for this area. While this area will be coming to be plant and this will be equally divided. This will be equally divided. So if we say that this is A and this is B, then if we consider the distance T1, so this will be equal to A plus 1 half of this. Now this is my B. Sorry, this is my B. So this is how much? This is 1 minus B. So this is 1 minus B minus 2 by B. Okay. So this one will be my capacity will be capacity. This can be equal to A होगा 1 plus A minus B. Minus. Okay, that is it. So this one plus A minus B divided by this is my capacity required to be manufactured at one. Or accordingly, if suppose there is a capacity or vice versa, I know that what is my capacity of this plant. I can also decide where should be located. Then if I can calculate now how much can be should be produced depending upon this formula. Similarly, what about B2? B2 will be equal to this B plus again the same 1 minus B minus B by B, which will be equal to B. So 1 plus B minus A by 2. इतना हो जाएगा इसका D2. So I will know that how much I should manufacture at A and 1 and how much I should manufacture. And as we are discussing that, if suppose on I have this capacity to be decided, this capacity will be decided. Then when the capacities are being decided, then we can decide that where should be located at 1 or 1 dash or 1 double dash. Whether it should be located at 2 or that or 2 dash or that. So this will help to decide the manufacturing capacities of our plant. If we are having pre-decided locations, or we can also decide where should it be located so that there will be optimum utilization of the resources. Now both firms maximize their market shares when they are at equal distance, so that will be equal to same. Now this is customer response time and local presence. So these are two suppliers. You know about them? Regal, McMaster. You know these places? What is supply? Any idea? Okay, this supply machine components. Okay, so they are working in US markets and they supply machine components. The firms that target customers who value a short response time must locate only close to them. So this is related to responsiveness. Now, why I have considered these two cases because they have their different supply chain strategies and see how it affects on the requirement of the facilities or number of facilities required. The Rager uses about 50 facilities all over the United States to provide same data. Only their objective is to give the same data. The number of facilities required is 350. While McMaster car, the competitor targets customers who are willing to wait for next day delivery and they have only 6 facilities. Now, how much difference is there? You understand? 350 facilities versus 6 facilities. Maybe that the capacity of McMaster will be a bit more or depending upon requirement. But it will help them to save lot of costs, isn't it? And so if your now why they should have done that? Why Granger has not is not reducing their plants? Sorry? Yeah, it is another thing. So that is the outcome. But what means the reason? Yeah. Why is it that? Okay, all these things, all these things that I know, but what is that? You can say, what is that thing which is making McMaster to have 350 units and McMaster has 6 and Gregor has 350. What's next? Is it related to the strategic business? Is it related to the supply business? Exactly. It is related to the supply chain strategy. The supply chain strategy is on the focus is on the efficiency. So whenever you are thinking about efficiency, you have to spend some cost. This is what responsibility. They cannot go for the adjustments with the responsibilities because these see, customization customer segments are different. They are expecting different customers. They are expecting different customers. So these are industry now. They are all users of industry. So these are industries which are probably working on just-in-time manufacturing, who needs materials at very low time, immediate delivery, and so they are ready to pay additional requirements for whatever cost now they need. Well, McMaster basically बहुत सारे maybe medium scale industries है, small scale industries है. They do not go for the just-in-time manufacturing, or even in just-in manufacturing now they have a product life cycle of some more days, bigger product life cycles. In that case, now you can go for this type of strategies which will help to either reduce your responsiveness at the cost of big price. And again, after all, it depends upon the profit. As you said, that only जिसको customer है वो करेगा. मतलब Starbucks के से भी कोई महंगा 1000 रुपए की कॉफी बेच रहा है और कोई परचेस कर रहा है. देखो customers, nothing wrong with that. Okay. So we cannot say in business that you are taking benefit of हमारी मजबूरियत का फायदा उठा रहे हो. अभी it is business after all, isn't it? So initially, if you see the COVID situation, then initially they also studied some COVID case studies of supply chain. Initially, it was very emotional and बहुत सारे आए हमें और खरीदा बताइए और क्या लगाया और क्या. But when it started, that it was business. Then people have earned a lot of money. So then people think that this is the way of life and this is a opportunity for business, and then we should do that. So this is the framework for network design. These are 4 phases now in which we can divide our different activities. This is what I think we have studied already. But this will help. This is the major framework which will help us for designing any supply chain. So if we follow these steps, then everything will be taken care of. This is the first stage is supply chain strategy, which is strategy which is designing your competitive strategy, which is designing your supply chain strategy. So I think it will show over here. So this is competitive strategy. Then your supply chain strategy will come from the competitive strategy, which will come from global competition, or maybe all parameters, political parameters, and whatever. Then internal constraints. Yes. Well, if you think that this is to be done, then again you have to speak for whatever constraints like practical constraints, good strategy, existing network available. So many times it is optimized. And then optimize, we get some way in which we get some method of doing that. But there are constraints, we can do that. So that is not possible for in some cases. And so we have to consider the constraints whenever we discuss this. Another case is regional facility configuration. Now, in this case, only once we have our competitive strategy, once we have our supply chain strategy, then we will go for the production technology at particular locations. Then we will be going for competitive environments. Then we will be going for aggregation market factor and logistic cost, which will be required for taking the decision of regional capacity consideration. Then we'll be seeing the regional demands, price, growth, then homogeneity, then local specifications. Then we'll be seeing the political exchange rate and demand. So all these factors now we will be considered, and we will not know taking the decision about regional facility configurations or regional facility locations. Then another one is of the third phase is desirable sites on the which will be decided on production. First, skills needed, response times, and availability infrastructures. Now, if we see that why production centers has shifted to a particular states or particular regions. Now, we see that after 1991, when there was open up of economy for Indian industry, when we have seen that how it has grown since then. Or if you see the when the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi had a vision of information technology, I didn't see what is the growth in information technology. आप भी अभी पढ़ाई करते तो सपने तो आईटी के देखते हैं, isn't it? So you think that ना वो जॉब तो कोर के नहीं चलेंगे, तो आईटी के तो it is dominated. इंडिया में इतनी सारी कंपनी क्यों है? Why you see that every major software company are dominated, their managements are dominated by Indian origin, Indian people. It is still. The skill requirements are there. If you see electronic goods, when you go to again Asian countries, जहाँ पे China होगा, then they use skills to get it done. And so this is the important factor. If you see the critical technical industries and manufacturing, then you again see that in spite of the high manufacturing costs and less efficiency, Germany is dominating. It is again related to the efficiency. Why again we are thinking that in spite we आज का ये जो यूक्रेन का जो केस चल रहा है उसमें भी हम क्यों politically we have to be silent on this one because we are dependent because we don't have skills to do that. And so that is again a factor now which has to consider. And then the last one is location choices, now which consider the factor costs, now like labors, material, site specification, and logistic cost, transportation, inventory, coordination. So all these factors will be considered. And so the concept of the cluster has come from that. This is required. Even whenever we were discussing about the requirement of just-in-time manufacturing in supply chain or production methodology, then it requires all these parameters and mostly they are available at particular location. So that is why we see that the Pune and I think Aurangabad, these regions are automobile factory dominated. So this is automobile cluster. If you see again Noida is again automobile cluster or electronic goods cluster. Any other clusters? Any idea? Any idea? Sorry? Minerals? No, but that will be depending upon जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे ही जाना पड़ेगा. It is again because of the availability of the huh? Yes, Bangalore started. Yes, then huh? Yes, Pune, yes, Pune exactly. Then Pharma industry. It was not much. What is cluster? Yes. The Pharma Hyderabad is a pharmaceutical industry cluster. So these are clusters. I mean, clusters क्यों हो गए? This is not because of the requirements of just-in-time manufacturing. This is required in some cases like automobile industry है जिसमें 50,000-60,000 components now you have to assemble. And so you think that now इतने सारे components हैं. So if you are now reducing time and if you are making cluster and all manufacturing hubs as it was started by Maruti, first cluster was started by Maruti that now all answering. I mean, why it is grown in Pune because it helps for getting the skills, getting the availability of manpower, and getting the raw materials and everything is there. And so so it is lesser. And so these all in phase 4 में हमने जो देखा, these all factors now will be helping to decide the locations of the facility. And so सब कोई भी competitor भी करेगा तो उसको location मिल जाएगा. मतलब suppose you want to start a new automobile company or part manufacturing company, then if you consider all these, आपको भी location चुना का ही आएगा. Then you will go to Pune. So this is the reason why clusters are happening, and because they are coming together, then it is possible to have their suppliers and all these things. ये तो बहुत सारे बिजनेस में होता है. आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे even if you consider the markets भी आपको dominated दिखेंगे. Isn't it? If you consider the ornamental industry, then you see that now सब ornamental shop एक ही लाइन में. तो ये तो आप नहीं सकते अरे बाजू में नहीं है तो मेरा कैसा बिकेगा? Because all people will go there because this is market. If you consider also apparel industry, apparel sector है, that also you see that in particular area आपको मालूम है दादर में जाओ, थाना में जाओ, उधर जाओ, यहाँ पे आपको सब shops मिलेंगे. So it is the concept of cluster. So it will help for managing these businesses now with the proper efficiency. Now we'll be looking for the network design. These are the following information now the ideally required now for making now these decisions. These are the information that we ideally required for making the design decision. Location of supply source and markets that we have seen. Location of potential facility sites. And demand forecast by the markets. This will help us for deciding the locations of the capacities. Then capacity location, capacity distance, and facility labor and material cost by site. Transportation cost between each pair of sites, inventory cost by site and as a function of quantity, and sale price of the product in different regions, taxes and tariffs, and desired response time of one other sale factor. Again, it depends. Sale price, as we have seen the case study of Zara. I think Zara, यहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे उसके openings हैं, so it is general. But I think they have their manufacturing capacities in Portugal and Spain. It is for the responsiveness now they have their plants there, and other for general efficiencies now they come to either Bangladesh or India and the distribution. Then so this is sale price of the products in different regions. So you will see that the बहुत सारे products के the costs are different. This depends upon the supply chain. Even if you see the same product now you will be getting the same product and different costs at different places. So this is because of the different policies. Then this may be because of the taxes and tariffs. So इसके लिए now if you see how it affects, if you consider the primary industries, then in last month I think government has reduced the import duties by 35% on imported wines. So you see how prices has decreased. The scotches which ranges from 2,500 to 2,800, now you can get it at 2,000. So it has badly affected on the supply chain of local liquor market. So if you see again liquor market which is dominated by either Karnataka and all these states or Bengaluru, but it is very badly affected. So how this is affecting? This is the latest example of the supply chain. So these supply chains are in very bad condition. There are a lot of godowns which are full of Indian liquors. So because the prices are same, and if you consider the responsiveness or the quality of these liquors, yes, it is customers we prefer the imported liquors as compared to Indian liquor. And so in that case, you cannot say that हम भी उतने में बेचेंगे. मतलब पहले जो Indian liquors they were selling at a cost of 2,000 rupees per bottle, and when the imported liquors were available for almost double of the price. Now if they are available at some marginal cost, then it has very badly affected. This is the latest example of how taxes and government policies will affect from that. And desired response time and other service factors which will be again one of the parameters which has to be considered. I think this is network optimization, but this is again, this will require some more time, maybe around half hour time it will require, so, I think we'll not start with it. Okay, any doubts? Yes, online people, am I audible? Yeah, share something from your side. Okay, so if no doubts. Aditi,
Yes, sir.
yeah, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, when are you coming to college?
Sir, on Monday.
Monday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are welcome. Your friends are waiting here. ये बहुत सारे डांस प्रैक्टिस भी चलोगे. You know Aditi?
Yes, sir.
You know that. Good. Okay, so I think next week will be the last week before our MST, and from 7th we will start MST. अपना पेपर कब रहता है? सीक्वेंस क्या है हमारे कोर्स का? फर्स्ट है या लास्ट है? लास्ट है ना? इलेक्टिव्स आर लास्ट ना? ओके, सो हमारा लास्ट है. Good. चलो. ये कल का ऑफलाइन भी बोल दो, मैंने मार्क नहीं किया. कार्तिक.
Yes, sir.
श्रीकांत.
Yes, sir.
दित्य.
Yes, sir.
उमेश.
Yes, sir.
राकेश.
Present, sir.
सार्थक.
Yes, sir.
गुरप्रीत. अभिषेक.
Yes, sir.
वेदांत.
Yes, sir.
अमर.
Sir.
अंसारी.
Yes, sir.
निखिल.
Yes, sir.
हर्षल.
Yes, sir.
सिद्धेश. What do you say, Siddesh? Huh?
Like 5 days.
No, I know that. I am asking where do you stay? All are Mumbai localites, you people? Okay, so बाहर वाले नहीं आ रहे क्या? They'll be getting hostel from next week, no? 28th. Then, but they can come anytime. It's not like that. I think they have displayed the merit list, and what I heard is that anybody, if they are willing to come, then they can come now also. Okay, Jaivir Singh.
Yes, sir.
Mrityunjay.
Yes, sir.
Ravi Desai.
Yes, sir.
Praful.
Yes, sir.
Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Venkatesh. Suraj.
Yes, sir.
Ritik. Jayant. Shubham. Arnav. Okay. Atharva. Shreyas.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Jay,
Yes, sir.
Vishwajit,
Yes, sir.
Monil. So you were offline, no?
No, sir, I am online.
Okay. You are Monil, no? Okay, Harsh,
Yes, sir.
Harish,
Yes, sir.
Tanmay. So yesterday, so you were there. Then Rahul, Chaitanya, Rahil, Ayush, also. Then Rajiv, Rajiv,
Yes, sir.
Ravi, Ryan,